the world that I live in, Kevin. Excited for the CFL football game to kick off. And I'm stoked tonight because this one kicks off at 7:30 Eastern time. So we're actually going to be on during most of we're going to get the first half at least and into the third quarter tonight. Game on CBS Sports Network as well for people to simulcast along with us. Audio down, of course, during the CFL game with us. But looking forward to it. And I tell you, every time you think, they can't top what just happened in the CFL. They do. They do. Yeah. And Kevin's excited because he won both his bets last night. Our Oliveira bet won in the first half. He had 67 yards in the first half, just for the record. Caden Salter, way under 233 and a half. He ran for 160, though, Kevin. But insane. Xander Horvath, former Purdue Boilermaker, kicked around with the Chargers and a bunch of other NFL teams on practice rosters, finally has settled in with the BC Lions and explosive. But I'll tell you, Kevin, the good thing about the CFL, when you bet an over, it's the only league, bro, they don't take a knee late. Like the Montreal Alouettes covered last Sunday night because they scored with 30 seconds left instead of taking a knee. The running back just ran everybody over. BC last night, same thing. Kevin needed 2 touchdowns in 4 minutes and only somehow. Well, first we should put in context. The total was 53.5 last night, guys. There was 26 points after the third quarter. And it was one of the worst games in the history of football. It was 16-10, Kevin, with 11 minutes left. 16-10 with 11 minutes left. They scored 28 points in the last 7 minutes of the game.
I just want to say this, and again, we're going to do CFL picks. I had to. Gabe was right. I had to bet this game tonight. I'll tell people how I'm doing it. I have some baseball coming up. I just want to say this. I don't know what it was, but let's be honest. It's a CFL game. The Oliveira bet was a winner. The total was a loser. And I never turned it off. There was something about it. 9 times out of 10. And it wasn't like I was watching on the TV.
It was going nowhere for a while, too. You had to be like, oh, my God.
And I don't know what I wasn't even stressed because I didn't think I deserved to win the bet. I thought the bet was dead. I wasn't rooting it in. I was just I don't know why.
In the fourth quarter, it just started to happen. Dude, and shout out to Mike Parsons, who's become a big CFL fan in Boston. It was 16-10 Winnipeg, and he tweeted me, and he goes, I just took BC plus 520 on the money line. Or something. It was a big number. And he goes, there's something about this that I just think they're going to find a way somehow. Yeah. And they did. They did. They balled out Winnipeg. Then Winnipeg's quarterback got hurt, right? So it's like, oh, God, the entire advantage is gone suddenly. They have a rookie quarterback in. The CFL's a fun league. It's a fun league.
I've never seen anything like it in my life. Middle to end second quarter, someone got into the offensive coordinator's ear and said, Salter's fast, right? That or they said, Caden, you can run, right? And the game was never the same. It was one of the most unbelievable flips I've ever seen. We'll get to it. But, Gabe, there is actually some baseball coming up here. Yeah. And I'm going to zag a little bit. Look, Dylan Cease is a Cy Young candidate. Kyle Lee's actually been pretty good. I'm on the over 7.5 here. Cease, after going 9 strong, we know in the modern day, that's abnormal. 120 pitches. That is not. He's thrown 221 pitches since the All-Star break. Guys, it wasn't that long ago we were rooting on home runs here, right here on In Game Live. I'm going to take a shot that one of these teams can kind of carry me through a listed 7.5. I am also on the Rays money line. This number's very different between books, but I got a minus 126 on Nick Martinez. Rays at home. Listen, it does feel, hey, what am I missing here? I don't really care. If baseball's 162 games. If I'm missing it and Eric Fetty's going to pitch a gem, good for him. I'll take the light price on Tampa Bay, Gabe.
I agree. I'm on the Tampa Bay Rays as well, guys. And if you recall, a couple of weeks ago, I talked about Nick Martinez. And I said one of the things that really catches my eye with this guy is they don't lose when he pitches. Mm-hmm. They're now 15-4 in his 19 starts on the season. Mm-hmm. He's won 10 games. He's 10-2 outright on his own. But you have to go back here, guys. They've won 7 straight games that he has started. The last time that he lost the start was to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and that was June 15th. And he pitched well, actually. He gave up 3 runs. But, yeah, Nick Martinez has been really steady for the Rays. Give me the Rays. It's crazy, isn't it, Kevin? The Rays, like how, I don't know, disrespect is the word, but they're the best team in the American League, and they don't get priced like it, right? Because they're the Tampa Bay Rays, right? People just don't pay attention to them. People don't bet on them much. So you get these short prices. Maybe we're walking into a trap, but I like the Rays tonight. I'll tell you what, the Baltimore Orioles coming off a big comeback win. They're in the playoff picture right now. There's a little bit of enthusiasm. I know Rutschman's on the block, but there's a little bit of enthusiasm in the clubhouse right now that they can go on a little bit of a run here. And Brandon Young's been great, Kevin. 8-2 on the season, 1.29 WHIP. He's pitched really well. I like the fact we got a pitcher in good current form right now, and we have a happy clubhouse. Like I said, that's something I look into. You can sort of tell by the vibes of the teams and stuff like that. Like Gossman earlier in the week, I'm sure you saw, Kevin, the quote. They said, why do you guys what's the difference from last year? A lot of the same players. And he said the chemistry. He said, we're not the same in the room. It's just not the same in the dugout. And he just said it's just different. Right? And I'm telling you, man, clubhouse chemistry, the vibe in the dugout, it matters. 162 games. No one's going to be in a good mood every day. Teams aren't going to be into it every day. I'm not saying they mail it in, but you know what I'm saying, Kevin? There's sort of ebbs and flows. I'm buying in that Baltimore want to have a big weekend this weekend and win this series.
It is such a huge part of some of these games. Like earlier today, it was listed Freddie Peralta as the starter. He's not starting. Casey Mize was listed as the starter. He's not starting, right? These teams are kind of tipping their hand what's to come.
A lot of uneasy clubhouses, like me holding a phone, placing a bet right now. Yeah. Every player in the clubhouse, Kevin, they're all on the phone, man. Yep. They're all looking. Their agents are texting them. This is going on. That's going on. They're looking at ESPN.com and everything else in the media just to look at rumors and stuff. There's a lot of uneasy people right now. Like I talked about it. Gossman broke down in tears. I don't want to get traded. I love it here. Guys, people people have families, guys. They go to school. It's like they're in the movie, Moneyball. You know what I mean? It's a great scene. He goes, all right. He goes, you're going to have to tell someone I just traded them. Yeah, but I just started school. I just bought a house. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this stuff, right? So players get stressed out, man.
Just quickly,
how about the WNBA? Sorry, Kevin, on Sunday. WNBA. You got games on Sunday. Who does that? They have games at 3:30 and their trade deadlines at 3 in the afternoon. Something to keep our eye on with movement going into the games on Sunday. And last thing, Vladimir Guerrero, I don't have a choice. I'm doing it every game from here on out. Plus 525 at home. He hits a home run tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if Vlad can step up. That's been one of the big talking points. Just quickly before the break, guys. Reds, Pirates. And look, usually if a Skeens is starting, Skeens is the story. It's not. Hunter Green is a name being tossed around here at the deadline. One of the issues, though, is Hunter Green has been awful since coming back. No different here today against Pittsburgh. We'll be right back on SportsGrid. In-game live with you guys here on SportsGrid. So we've got a few baseball spots off and running. We're going to get to your WNBA in just a little bit. Some fun games at 7:30, Atlanta, Seattle, Washington, and Dallas. But I unironically believe there are, and I think this is always true, but I think more true maybe than ever after yesterday's game, tuning in for CFL picks. So I'll keep this simple, right? Montreal against Ottawa. And look, you could bet a side, you could bet a total, but I'm not trying to be greedy here. And I was like, we'll just kind of, sniff around a little bit. And then you'd see, all right, well, this is a pass happy attack over here in Montreal. And then all of a sudden you find out that Tyson Philpott has a number at 97.5. That just seems way too low. He's coming off of his lowest output of the season. It was kind of a team-wide thing, but he had 32 yards. His prior games, 88, 132, 198, 120, 193. You get the picture. I took him over 97.5. There was another book here that had a 104.5. I know Gabe's book can be, sharper on some of these CFL props, but again, if you're here stateside, I'm rolling with Philpott here, Gabe. Now, again, if by some miracle you tell me, he's going to have a terrible game, like the whole offense has changed, that's, that's probably good analysis, but I'm assuming that 32 receiving yard game last week was the outlier.
And not only that, it's a great call, Kevin. You could argue there's some good wide receivers in the CFL, but you could argue that he's the best one. And he's Canadian as well. He happens to be from Vancouver, and I just bring this up because I really look forward to it, Kevin, to see him get a major platform and stage in Los Angeles at the 2028 Olympics. He's going to be one of the wide receivers for Team Canada. So this guy's a badass. He has a brother, actually, that's also a wide receiver that plays for the Calgary Stampeders. He's good, too, but Tyson's a stud. I love him to score a touchdown. And it's rare I get a good touchdown price. And I got him at minus 130, and I see that FanDuel has him at like minus 180 and stuff. Normally, I get screwed for the touchdown prices, and everybody gets better touchdown prices than I do. So I was surprised. Good eye on Philpott. And I'll tell you what, Davis Alexander, the quarterback, Kevin's thrown for like 2,400 yards in 7 games this year. You could argue he's the best quarterback in the CFL. He's only lost one regular season start in his career. It's up to like 17-1 now, I think. So he's only lost once ever, this quarterback, which is super impressive. But good eye on Philpott. 97.5 is the number I see. It's a high number. I think he does go off tonight, but I like the touchdown prop better just because it's so many yards. And one thing with the Alouettes, they're very sort of New England Patriot-like in their Patriots glory days. They have like 7 dudes, man, that can score and beat you. Like, they really do. They've got like 3-4 white wide receiver dudes, like just little like sort of Edelman types running around everywhere. They're interchangeable. They got Philpott. They got a bunch of running backs. They run it in, like they throw it in, like they really mix it up. But Philpott is a touchdown machine, and he's sort of the star on offense. And I'll tell you what, Kevin, it's unbelievable. He had his worst game. It was his birthday that day. It happened to be his birthday. They played Sunday, and he didn't give him the ball. They never threw him the ball. and trust me, everybody bet the birthday touchdown, too. Trust me. All right?
I'm sure.
So I'm going right back to it tonight. And not to mention, Ottawa's secondary is brutal. So Ottawa haven't won a football game yet this year. They're 0-6, but they're 3-3 against the spread, and they lost their last game 35-34. They lost to Montreal earlier this year, 37-35. like they just, they're there, but they're not. It's one of those, like, they'll come back late or they'll blow the lead. Like, they've done both, Kevin. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they were down big, and they came back, and they made it close, and they covered. Endor's like, can you believe it? They just blew like a 17-point lead and lost the game. Dude, they were up like 30-17 against Winnipeg a couple of weeks ago and ended up losing 35-34. CFL is a wild league. They're 0-6. They're busting out all the trappings tonight. Guys, the CFL is a 9-team league only. There was 8 teams up until like 15 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever, 15, whatever, 20 or whatever. So it's a 9-team league, Kevin. they've only won. Like, they're honoring their championship teams tonight. 1976, 2016. That's how long it was. They won in 1976. They won in 2016. They haven't won since. Yeah. And they're bringing the players there tonight. So, like, it's one of those, we're 0-6. We're bringing out the former champions. Can you guys, like, win a game for the fans? But there's always that, oh, yeah, but. And it's like the total that you were talking about, that we were joking about. There's always sort of a big headline it's missing. I should put in context. Ottawa have not beaten Montreal since October 2022. Ooh. It's been 4 years. They've lost 12 straight games. Montreal are 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 against them. But the last couple of ones have been like 37-35, 38-29 type stuff. I'm not in love with laying the over here. Like the Alouettes, yeah, they're 6-1 and they're a great team. They have a knack of taking the pedal off the metal, letting teams back in games. You can move the ball on the Alouettes defense. The Alouettes offense kind of scores in like 6 plays. You'll see fast here, Kevin, like bing, 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 boom. Like the Alouettes throw bombs. Like you'll see. If they run the ball once and they just throw like the bomb, they throw a bomb 5 times in a row and one of them hits. Like they're super aggressive offensively. McKinnis brought it up yesterday, and it was a great call from him. He said Jake Mayer, the quarterback, is going to be playing from behind for the Ottawa Red Blacks. It was like 288.5 last night, I believe, when he talked about it. It's 302.5 now. People are betting the CFL more than they ever did before because of all the sports books. It's on CBS, blah, blah, blah. Like, more people are into it. I think it's because of me spreading the word in America. But, that's like you said, I should get a commission from all the people that sign in to CFL Plus.
Listen, you got a couple signups yesterday. I know that for a fact. That's not even That's not hypothetical. That's not a
No. People get hooked. People end up watching this stuff and going, damn, this is a good league. This is actually good football. And you can bet on it. So,
we'll put all these picks on the board and the WNBA after a quick commercial, guys. Two really fun WNBA games coming up here. We've got the opportunity to put all these picks on the board, but are you betting? What are you doing with the WNBA tonight? Are you waiting to the late game? I'm sure the Fever Fire game's calling your name with, the way these Indiana totals that have been being played. But what are you looking at?
One of the best bets in sports is going down tonight in the Indiana Fever game. And shame on me for not betting it coming out of the All-Star break. So much going on. I got caught up in the TBT and stuff. But Kelsey Mitchell, guys, has gone over 3 or more three-point shots made in 12 straight and in 14 of her last 15 games right now.
Man.
And they just don't move it. It's minus 155 tonight. It's minus 155. All right. So, all right, minus 155. But like I said, 12 straight. Remember, and this is one of these streaks, Kevin. I've been on it, if you recall. Like, I remember I was on it like around 7 and 8 and stuff. And even like earlier, I caught on to it. But that's why I'm mad at myself. I didn't bet it the last 2 games. I didn't bet it. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, I got caught up in this. I took Clayton Clark assists, whatever. And I was like, oh, dear God, that's right. Kelsey Mitchell never misses. Like, she bombs threes. So, yeah, that's something. But I looked at, I'm all fired up for the CFL game. I like NYCFC tonight. I'm sure our boy Dave Martinez is down at the stadium tonight. Listen, man, Toronto have been a draw machine, okay? 6 of the last 10 games have been draws, and you're getting plus 310. And I've cashed with Toronto draw a couple of times along this way. I just don't see it tonight. NYCFC have won both games coming back since the World Cup. I like their current form. I think they're underpriced tonight. Like, I don't really get it. Like, New York are one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference, Kevin, and Toronto are like one of the worst teams. Toronto have played better and shown life, but them showing life is getting a draw. Toronto can't score. I'm not opposed to like a 2-0 like NYC win here, but both games since the World Cup break, all these dumb breaks. Since the break, both games went over. They won 2-1 and they won 3-1. So now I'm like, really? And now Toronto are supposed to shut them down? I think New York win like 2-0, guys. I bet it. I played NYCFC minus 148. You can get a better price now. I already put my bet in. It's minus 138 right now. But as far as the WNBA is concerned, Kevin, at first I was sort of like kind of scared of the games. And then I started to go, you know what? No, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with my gut here and watching this league daily. I'm taking a Washington Mystics tonight, Kevin. They're going to Mystics tonight. Yeah, plus the points. Dude, the Mystics are playing good basketball right now. They're a good home team. They're 15-12 on the season. They've won like 5 of their last 6 now. They've got good team chemistry. Dallas coming off a win in which they melted down. There was weird shots, pass selection at the end of the game. And I saw the quote from Paige, I trust my teammates. Yeah, that means there's turmoil. It means when someone says not about the money, it's about the money. When someone says, I trust my teammates. There was a weird dynamic at the end of that game that Kevin talked about the other day. I think there could be a little hangover from it. And at first I was thinking, Dallas money line. I was like, you know what? You're walking into a trap if you do that, Morency. I think Washington can hang around in this, actually. So give me the Mystics plus the points. Dude, the Atlanta Dream don't cover, Kevin. They're 1-9 against the spread. Like, they don't cover spreads. I know Minnesota did the other night, finally, but I'm taking the points. Seattle have surprised people on the road where they hang around in these high-scoring games. So I'm going to go with Seattle. I got 12.5. The market agreed. It's 11.5 right now. It's 179.5 over. So my early WNBA picks, guys, Mystics plus 4. I bought a half a point. I made it 4. Seattle plus 12.5 and Seattle Atlanta over 179.5. What are you doing with the games?
So you got a nice little boost there because Dominique Malonga did get ruled in for Seattle, so that helps the number. Malonga
I was anticipating that when I bet it.
Yep, so that obviously is going to help things. I was trying to find ways to play Atlanta, Seattle, but I knew we were going to be here, obviously, tonight. I feel like every Atlanta Dream game live looks tempting. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to worry about being positioned pregame.
That's another thing. They're always trailing and stuff, quarter. Kevin, at the half.
Exactly.
And you can get them. Yeah.
The thing is, though, Gabe, and listen, it's funny. 2 people can see the same thing, but see it differently. I laid it with Dallas tonight. I almost think they keep losing close games. Their last 2 losses are by a point. You know what the new recipe is? Stop playing close games. Stop being it's time to just beat somebody down,
You're
right?
There's no issues about who gets the shot if it's not close.
See, up 15. I like this Washington team. I'm going to give Dallas a shot tonight. We'll re-rack all the picks here. 7:30, big slate coming up, guys. We'll be right back on SportsGrid. All right, guys, we're back right here on SportsGrid, scramble style. I'm trying to get in an Angel Reese points rebounds bet. I bet this the other day. I want to go back to it. Just kind of, I don't know, talking through the game. I think she'll step up here. But the problem with the WNBA is this is the thing that I know it's like, oh, look, they start the game on time. That's nice. But I'm not used to that. So I just don't know how much time I have here, Gabe, necessarily to get the pick in.
You know how many player prop bets I have left on the table?
I know.
Like, I'm telling you, WNBA specifically, Kevin.
Yep.
Where, like, during the day in the morning, I go over it, I write it down, I have it circled and stuff, and I get caught up, and it's always, I never remember, like, 20 minutes after the game starts. I always remember, like, somehow, Kevin, like, 15 seconds before, like you do, like just like you, like you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, oh my God, and I'm like, oh God, I didn't get it in, and I don't have access to it. I don't have access to live WNBA player props. Right. Someone knows a book. Tell me, you know what I mean? Like, I don't just FanDuel. I don't have FanDuel here in British Columbia, BC. It's not here.
Yeah.
Right. So
they usually will hang them, certainly.
Yeah. So once it's off, it's gone for me. It happened to me the other night with Flo J. Johnson, man. She went off again. I didn't get it in on time. And it just angered me. I saw she had like 16 in the first half. And it was like 14 and a half. Yeah. She's another one, Kevin. She's starting to come on, too. She's putting points up, actually. Like, she's a little scoring machine.
I also feel like, Gabe, just through some of our conversations, like, Collier the other day had 0 points with 4 minutes left in the first half. She went to the half with like 12. You know what I mean? Like, it can kind of move quickly within this league.
I saw that
Elsie Mitchell Remember
She's
that?
not getting traded, just for the record. Now, I can't confirm it, but
Isha?
yeah.
It
They think
seems
they can win.
crazy.
And they're talking about re-signing her and stuff. She didn't want out. She wanted like assurances they were going to be good, kind of, and she wanted to sort of keep her options open. But now with Olivia Miles there,
it's funny because like I can't say I like blame her, right? But assurances that a team who's always good is going to be good, and then like was incredible without her. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It would be like if Brunson was like, I need the Knicks to prove that they're going to be good. Or like Tatum. You know what I mean? If Tatum's like, I'm only coming back if we're good. It's like, well, what Tatum? Like, we've got...
we've been one of the best teams in the league every year for 4 years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about, man?
If you didn't get hurt, we might have would have won.
Right. Like, what do you need assurances of? Are you seeing this year?
And they did they did. Like, Seattle gave all they can handle last year in the playoff, actually. I remember covering the spread a lot. But I'll blast through my CFL picks here just for people joining us. We haven't kicked off yet, but we're getting ready to.
I'm on Phil Pot, 97.5. That's all for me.
So give me the Montreal Alouettes on the money line to win the game. Same game parlay with over 54.5. It's essentially a 7-point teaser. And it's funny. Normally I can manipulate these same game parlays and get a much better odds and much better price than what the teaser pays. They're not doing it tonight. It's like, no. We're making you to pay the price. Hell, the Alouette team total is 34.5. 34.5. Like, they're really, they've put up the, forget dog, beware of owner's gun sign in the backyard right now. Like, they're trying to scare bettors away. So, give me the Alouettes on the money line, over 54.5. Alouettes, Red Blacks, over 61.5. Davis Alexander, the Montreal Alouette quarterback, over 328.5 passing yards. It sounds like a lot, but they air it out. He's gone over this number in 5 of their 7 games. Okay, So you get the picture here. And Ottawa have the worst secondary, and they gave up the most passing yards in the CFL. Jake Mayer, the quarterback of Ottawa, he can spray it around. Like, he's one of those good enough to lose type guys. He's one of those quarterbacks. I think he looks great in practice and fools the coaches, and then he gets into the games and he checks it down a lot and stuff, but all those lead to yards, right? He's one of those, someone was open 20 yards down the field, but you dumped it off to this guy 7 yards in front of you. But those 7 yards help if you're betting his over passing yards. He threw for 302 yards against this team earlier in the year, and he's playing better now. Like, he's played better over the last couple of weeks because he sees he could lose his job because they're 0-6. So I like Jake Mayer over 302.5 passing yards. Love Tyson Philpott to score a touchdown at -130. And if we want to get into some bonus picks, Philpott probably does go over the 97.5, although I like the touchdown prop better. And this Thies guy, the Alouettes running back, scores touchdowns. Not all running backs score touchdowns in the CFL, but this Thies guy is a bowling ball that can't really be stopped. And they're giving him the ball a lot when they get sort of inside the 5. So I think he could get into the end zone tonight if you're looking for a touchdown score. What's his price right now? Travis Thies is plus 120. Not a bad price.
All right, so there we go. We're locked and loaded for some CFL. We're off and running in some of these WNBA games. We've got MLS starting. We've got, again, all of this baseball out and running here as well. The Reds up on the skiing season. I don't know. I think it's because baseball in general, with the way the World Cup worked, was kind of under-discussed. But the skiing season has been very under-discussed. Now, it's not that he's awful, but in the way that Gabe likes to talk about, hey, what's your record when this guy's going? I understand that it's not all about that, right? It's not 1970. They are 9-13 when Paul Skeens starts. They're a 500 baseball team. If they were just 13-9, that's a big swing, guys. And you see it here tonight. Like, I stepped up, laid a number on the road. They spotted him. 2 runs in the first inning. They pulled it back to 3-2. They're losing 5-3. It's been a real down year for a guy who obviously came out of the gates ripping and roaring.
Baseball can humble you in a hurry, right? There's no sport, baseball and golf. Baseball and golf are the two sports that can, you can do the exact same thing that you've been doing and it just doesn't work anymore. I thought Skeens was crowned a little bit too early. We talked about it before the season started, if you remember, Kevin.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
I just thought, and I'm not saying he's not a great young pitcher, but pitching is such a delicate situation. I don't know if I'm going to go down this road, but I don't know if his relationship is a distraction. It's just my own personal opinion. I'll tell you what, and I tell you this because may he rest in peace, but I knew a guy. He played football. He played for the Eagles, actually. Dorian Major. Played for the Memphis Showboats in the UFL and old school football player. But Kevin, he happened to have a sports agency where he was a sports agent after. And his partner happened to be Dave Stewart, famous pitcher, Oakland Athletics. One of his clients was Matt Kemp. I'm a big Dodger fan, so I was drinking with the guy, and I'm getting the behind the scenes stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm asking him, what about this guy? What's the Dodger clubhouse? What about that? What about this? And what about him? And all the players that I knew that he had in his stable. And Matt was dating Rihanna at the time. And I said to him, I don't ask for a lot, bro. But I said, could I meet Rihanna? and he started laughing and stuff.
Man.
But down the road and stuff, Matt Kemp had an MVP year. And I said, what happened? He goes, him and Rihanna broke up. That's what happened. He goes, you know how much problems he had with her?
Oh,
and he goes, every one of my athletes that dates a celebrity has problems. Just point blank.
Matt Kemp with a real interesting life.
She used to show up at 3 a.m. on the road to surprise him.
Philly had issues elsewhere last year that were on full display in the playoff game against the Niners. They couldn't move the ball all game, and then they got in a 2-minute hurry-up drill, and they walked right down the field. Guys, Tom Brady would do Eagle games. Every single week he'd go, gosh, if they do some hurry-up. And then immediately they'd do some hurry-up, 2-minute warning, and they'd look like a completely different football team.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
The dark days are ahead for the Warriors. And when Curry and Kerr and Draymond all leave, what are we going to be looking at that franchise that has been a mainstay of the NBA, the face of the NBA and NBA playoffs for so long? Where are they going to be? So I see no issue with them bringing Draymond back. Why not? You have one last go at things with the trio that they still have there. But I see this as a very long season.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Just can't win the big game. He can't get us in the big game. Well, we got to let him go now because we're tired. We'll keep the quarterback. So, you know what I've been saying? Okay, you kept the quarterback. Guess what? Mr. Lamar Jackson, it's on you now.
Hey,
It's on you.
Absolutely.
Right? It's on Lamar.
It is totally on him now and the new coaching staff there.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
I'd be looking to sell Louis Varland at this point just because his success has been great, but I'm also worried about how many more opportunities he's going to have given the dynamic of where the Blue Jays sit in the standings. We've heard some rumors that they may be wanting to trade Jeff Hoffman, and it could open up a lot of opportunities for Louis Varland, but there's also nothing pushing the Blue Jays to continuously have out a great player when they're fighting for nothing when it's all said and done.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, guys, live on SportsGrid. Kevin Walsh, Gabriel Morency, following all the action here. WNBA, Major League Baseball, CFL, MLS. Uh-oh, that's a CFL update.
Yeah, dude. Phil Pot alert. Guys, during the commercial break on Montreal's first drive, like I said, they throw bombs. Phil Pot was wide open down the field. Except, like, he nearly broke the DB's ankle type thing, and he almost confused Alexander. Like, he kind of wiggled and waggled around a bit. And Alexander was like, dude, I don't really know where to throw it, so I'm just going to heave it down the field. And he missed it. He threw it out of bounds. Kevin, they just ran the same play. That's when you know you're cocky.
Yeah.
they literally, they did one play, and then they went back to it, and it worked this time. He caught it, but he got tackled. Touchdown, Montreal. That was fast.
Oh, I'm putting the wrong.
But like I said, like it wasn't Phil Pot.
CFL Plus tonight. I don't need CFL Plus tonight. I have
Cole Speaker with the touchdown. Oh, and it started early. I told you guys, Ottawa, the worst secondary in the league. Ottawa secondary are fighting with each other in the end zone. The game just started. They're doing like literally finger pointing. Like there's like 4 of them all like, yo, what the, like you were supposed to like.
Yeah. 78 yards for Davis Alexander on that opening drive. Not too shabby. Huh?
So when I said 328 sounds like a lot, but yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, right. No, it doesn't. See, it doesn't surprise me anymore when I hear a number like that in this league.
They went 6 plays, 81 yards. 6 plays, 81 yards, 3 minutes. That was that drive.
All right, so we're set up there. Phillies just grabbed the lead back on Baltimore. There's some runs in some of these games here early. White Sox still leading the Rays.
I should only bet CFL. I don't know why we even bet baseball.
Yeah, trust me, we've all been there.
WNBA
like
and
that,
TBT.
Right?
I missed the TBT, Kevin. I'm going through withdrawals right now.
Well, I'll tell you, it's funny. I've been betting all the Manchester United preseason games. They play Atletico Madrid tomorrow. The thing is, you're like, let me go cap it. Like, there's nothing to cap. The lines aren't out, and you have no idea who they're going to start until like an hour before the game. So there's nothing to cap, but I know I want to bet it.
You got to read up. You got to read up on the team news, sort of get a feel for it. And for the record, I have a point spread for the TBT final. What do you think it is? I was surprised by the number. Davis Steele knocked off the Mecca last night in an absolute insane ending to the game. I know we've been saying this every day, but like, dude, like $2 million on the line. The Mecca, the target score was 71. It was 69-69. Yeah. The Mecca were on the free throw line. Buddy hits both free throws. They go to the final. He missed them both. They got the rebound. They missed the putback. They got the rebound again. And then finally one of the dudes tried to just dunk it like an anger, like F this. Well, boom. He missed the dunk, Kevin. The ball bounced in the air, literally right to a guy open for 3 for the Mecca, okay? So, get this. They missed 2 free throws, 2 putbacks, the dunk. The dunk was the second putback. Wide open 3, bricks it, off it. Boom. It was 79-68 for them. Davis Steele pushes it up the court, hits the 3 for the win.
It's remarkable.
It was like one of those, oh my God, type of like.
La Familia minus 3.5. That's my
great
guess.
Great call. Like, wow. I won't accuse you of cheating. Great call. I got to tell you, I thought I was going to get 6.5, 5.5, 6.5.
Can I tell you what's funny? Can I tell you what helped me guess? When you said you were surprised, I think that what that really meant is you were disappointed.
Yeah, I gave it away. I know. I shouldn't have said I was surprised. I knew I was giving it away. Yeah, I was hoping for like 7.5, Kevin. Kentucky's going to kill these no-name guys, right?
Because if it was a number you wanted, I don't think you would have had me guess. You would have just been too excited. You're like, and get this, we're getting 7.
Yeah. 3.5. They know. 3.5. Yeah. Wow. I'm surprised. I think Davis Steele are better than they are.
What is
I think total? They are. 141.5. I don't know, man. You got $2 million on the line for real now. Like, for real. This one game, winner take all. The loser doesn't get anything. It's $2 million to the winning team now. It could turn into a real street ball battle. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
interesting. No, it's interesting, right?
Because it's not like the NBA, Kevin. You watch it, they don't call those like, you're not getting the LeBron or the KD or the Wemby call. Like,
right.
You're not like, this is TBT street ball. Like, you're allowed to mug people in the paint in this league.
That'll be a fun one to follow for us. I know that's going to be on Sunday.
1 o'clock on Fox.
And then, guys, like, we get back, it's August. Like, we're in the month of not just like preseason, like college football will be played in the month of August. Like,
well, we're 6 days away. We're 1 week away. Less than a week away. 6 days. I got numbers for this game too.
Panthers Cardinals, is it?
Yes, sir. Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers in Canton, Ohio.
Arizona has to be the favorite with Beck. The whole thing comes down to quarterbacks.
Yeah, you know what, though? I like Carolina are minus 1.5 point favorites. Carolina
what
minus
am I missing?
The money line's minus 120, so you got to be an idiot to lay 1.5. Like, so it's like it's just saying. So it's like it's minus 120 on the money line. The total's 35.5. Like my dismissal of the 1.5. I'm like, who the hell's gonna bet 1.5? Like, why would you do that?
Like that a
preseason
lot. Yeah, no, that was good. That was good.
No, you know what though? I expect, and I just want to throw this out here in the preseason. I expect Carson Beck to struggle in this game, and I like my boy Haynes King, Carolina Panthers, former Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket, Kevin.
He's not going to be running the option.
Yeah, he'll run around a little bit when the offensive line breaks down, like it will.
Interesting.
Carson Beck's going to get lit up in the pocket. You don't want young pocket quarterbacks in preseason games.
All right. Philly had issues elsewhere last year that were on full display in the playoff game against the Niners. They couldn't move the ball all game, and then they got in a 2-minute hurry-up drill, and they walked right down the field. Guys, Tom Brady would do Eagle games. Every single week he'd go, gosh, if they do some hurry-up. And then immediately they'd do some hurry-up, 2-minute warning, and they'd look like a completely different football team.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
You know, the dark days are ahead for the Warriors. And when Curry and Kerr and Draymond all leave, what are we going to be looking at that franchise that has been a mainstay of the NBA, you know, the face of the NBA and NBA playoffs for so long? Where are they going to be? So I see no issue with them bringing Draymond back. Why not? You have one last go at things with the trio that they still have there. But I see this as a very long season.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Just can't win the big game. He can't get us in the big game. Well, we got to let him go now because we're tired. We'll keep the quarterback. So, you know what I've been saying? Okay, you kept the quarterback. Guess what? Mr. Lamar Jackson, it's on you now.
Hey,
It's on you.
Absolutely.
Right? It's on Lamar.
It is totally on him now and the new coaching staff there.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
I'd be looking to sell Louis Varland at this point just because his success has been great, but I'm also worried about how many more opportunities he's going to have given the dynamic of where the Blue Jays sit in the standings. You know, we've heard some rumors that they may be wanting to trade Jeff Hoffman, and it could open up a lot of opportunities for Louis Varland, but there's also nothing pushing the Blue Jays to continuously have out a great player when they're fighting for nothing when it's all said and done.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, guys, back with you right here on SportsGrid. And let's talk. Where do we want to go here, Gabe? What's the latest in the CFL situation first?
Yeah, just a quick prop check here. Jake Mayer on the first draw on that drive there. 4 for 5, 46 yards. 46 passing yards. Davis Alexander already was 78. Ottawa had a 2nd and 6, so they responded, went right down the field, but had to settle for a field goal. So we got a 7-3 game right now. The total is up to 60. It was 64.5. It's 63.5 right now. Alouettes are laying 8.5. Alouettes probably covered, but the back door is going to be swinging all night here. Ottawa are a desperate team, and Montreal have a tendency of letting teams hang around. And Montreal's defense is kind of I don't know. I think something that's not talked about enough. The teams kind of move the ball down the field on these guys rather easily. So I'm not opposed to the over 63.5 if you're just jumping in. I bet the over 64.5 myself, so you're getting a better number than I did. I'm already in on the over 61.5. Now we went over 64.5, so I'll recommend over 63.5 in this spot, Kevin.
All right, so some live love there. In the baseball world, Chicago have scored 4 runs, all on home runs. So, it's not like they've got 4 hits, 4 runs, okay? They're not stringing together innings here, but it doesn't matter. It's a nice position they've put themselves in.
4-0 White Sox.
You could sell me on Tampa plus 3.5, but again, I'm not gonna chase the Rays, okay? I'm gonna kind of wait that out right now. Nothing's opened up here in Toronto, St. Louis.
They do have runners on though right now.
Maybe a Vladdy 3-run homer.
They have
Make
runners
everybody
on.
happy.
Oh God, it is Vladdy too. I got him at plus 550 to hit a home run. Come on, Vlad. Oh God. No, he meekly grounded out to the second baseman. This guy, wow. Terrible. It's the odd bats, Kevin. You know what I mean? It'd be like if it's like, he's, he hasn't home run, he's this or that, but he's tearing the cover off the ball. He got robbed for a home run. He's hitting them right at people. No, they're just bad at bats. They're just bad at bats. I saw one of the Blue Jays post-game shows the other day. It was one of the former players, and they are very protective of the Jays. Like, it's a homer broadcast. Yeah. But they're getting beaten down now, and finally the negativity will come out. And he went off. One of the dudes went off. And basically, they were like, what's wrong with Vlad? I don't know. And everyone was like, I don't know. And he kind of just said, he goes, guys, I'm going to stop pretending. He goes, you all know I speak to everybody on this team and whatever. He goes, they all know what's going on. We all know what's going on. And they're like, whoa, what's going on? He basically said that, Vlad doesn't listen to anybody. Right?
Really?
And I'll tell you, I'll icing the cake, and I'll know how this is true. They're basically telling him, your foot is off and your bat, and stop swinging at these pitches. They know. They basically know. Stop doing this and start doing this. Pitchers know, they're attacking you, and you keep doing the same thing over, and he doesn't listen. The exact quote was, it goes in one and it just goes out the other. He doesn't, oh yeah, okay, let me try this. You know what I mean? And I know for a fact, I was the host of the Montreal Expos post-game show, and Vladimir Guerrero Sr. is one of my favorite players of all time. So I'm not saying this to throw him under the bus. But if you remember him, Kevin, and everybody, he once hit a home run on a pitch that was in the dirt. The ball bounced and he swung at it. Yeah. And Frank Robinson was the Expos manager. All right, Frank Robinson was 4th all-time in home runs before the steroid era. And the only guy before Ohtani to win the most valuable player in both leagues, and the first black manager in Major League Baseball history. I think he knows something, Kevin, about hitting. You know what I mean? So he told Vladimir Guerrero once, he went up to him in a batting cage, and he told him, Vlad, you're awesome. And he sort of buttered him up a bit. And he said, you're great. And he goes, if you stop swinging at every goddamn pitch, you would hit 370 with 50 home runs. And he goes, I'm telling you. And he goes, and he started naming the pitches. He goes, you always swing at that. You always swing at this. And he goes, I'm just telling you, if you want to really be a monster, Frank Robinson was the one that told me the story personally.
Mm-hmm.
2 days later, Frank got a call from Vladimir Guerrero's agent. Vladimir would appreciate it if you don't talk to him during batting practice as he prepares for the game.
Oh, my gosh. That's not good.
So when I hear a Blue Jays analyst tell me or say that, they tell Vlad Jr. and he doesn't listen, well, I believe it.
Okay, guys, with you on SportsGrid, it is in-game live. Kevin Walsh and Gabriel Morency here on a Friday night, closing out July in style. We've got 2 WNBA on the board right now. The Dream up 10. The Mystics already into the second quarter. That game is moving quickly. They are up 6. Caitlin Clark and the Fever will play late night. We'll get over to that. Plenty of baseball off and running. I know Gabe's got his eye on the CFL game as well. So still a pretty nice menu here for us, Gabe, on this Friday night.
And we have another touchdown during the commercial break. We'll take it. As somebody, it's going to happen. Right? It's going to happen. So it's 14-3 Montreal right now. 14-3 Montreal. Cole Speaker with the touchdown. And I told you guys Travis Thies. Remember I said Travis Thies at plus 120? Travis Thies with the touchdown. How about this, Kevin? We're still in the first quarter. There's 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. Davis Alexander is 6 of 7 for 140 passing yards.
Shoo! Man, it is
140 passing yards. The one he missed was the wide open bomb, and he's been mad since.
Right. He left 70 yards on the table on the opening play of the game. I would say he's more than made up for it here, Gabe.
Just like that, 14-3. New updated total, 67 and a half. 67.
How many yards let me look this up. How many yards does my guy Philpott have? Let's see.
Philpott, oh my God.
He's got 90, guys. God.
90 yards, Kevin. 2 receptions for 90 yards.
This guy. I might be a CFL better. I don't know.
I gave you Olivier last night with the prop. Easy
That's
win.
true.
Good eye by you at 97 tonight. You called the Philpott on your own. I said touchdown. And, but I called it before. I said, they just throw bombs, this team, bro. Like, they get after it. Like, Montreal stretch it. Like, sometimes Alexander just wants to, like, see how far he can throw it. Like, seriously. like, like the other day he did that where he just, like, it was like, dude, we get it. But, like, you missed. Like, you overthrew him. He kind of had a grin after. Like, look, I just threw it 78 yards in the air, huh?
Right.
It's like,
he's proud of himself.
We know you have it. No, he does. Like, it's like, I even posted, I tweeted during the game. I said, man, sometimes this guy just, like, wants to, like, see how far he can throw it. Like, it's like, you overshot everyone, bro. Like, he's got a cannon. He's a smaller guy, too. Smaller guy. He's not like a large man. He's very thick. He's ripped. He's got big guns. Like, his arms are, like, he's ripped and stuff, but he's just this sort of shorter. I think he's about 6 feet, but, man, he can throw it, Kevin. Like, zing it. Like, there's a pop on his footballs when he throws it. So, 14-3 right now. The game's kind of going the way that we thought. I'm playing the script here. Mayer just completed a 20-yard pass, so the props are looking good so far. I'd like to get a Philpott touchdown home. But 14-3, a lot of points on the board so far. 17 points, and we're still in the first quarter, guys.
And look, this momentum will carry over just in terms of, football talk here. I was telling Gabe earlier today, I was starting to rip through, some of our options in terms of college football. And started off with the Big Ten, and it's interesting, man. This ongoing debate of the depth of the SEC versus the every other league in the country, and I know people think this can all be self-fulfilling prophecies. But one thing that stood out to me: the top 15 schedules, according to ESPN's strength of schedule, 14 of them are the SEC. The seventh toughest schedule, Gabe, is Ohio State. It still surprises me that Ohio State, despite that schedule, anybody would agree that's a tough schedule, okay? Anybody would agree that they sit right now at most books as the favorites to win the national championship.
I saw a great post, so I don't want to, and I felt it echoed my sentiment, so I don't want to copy somebody's words. I don't know if I saved it. I wish I liked it or something, but it was about this, Kevin. So it's the SEC schedule. And it was like, well, the SEC plays the toughest schedule because they play against SEC teams. Well, how good are SEC teams? Well, they're the best because they tell us they're the best. Well, they're 0-4 in head-to-head matchups. The last 4 times they played a Big Ten team in the college football playoffs. They're 5-9 in their last 14 college football playoff games. The Big Ten are 13-5 in their last 18. Like, it's like, Kevin, you know what? It's almost like PFL saying that their schedule is harder than the UFC's is. Because look at all the records of the fighters that we have fighting each other. Look, we have a 13-0 fighter fighting against an 11-0 fighter. It's like, your 11-0 fighter isn't good enough to be in the UFC. And I'm not saying the SEC isn't, but like, I'm not buying this. What, Arkansas have the toughest schedule in the country, and Texas, blah, 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 blah. So you're telling me, like, you look at some of the Big Ten teams, Kevin, that they're playing, that some of the, like, look at Ohio State. Ohio State are playing they're playing Michigan, they're playing the Oregon Ducks, they're going to Texas. You look at Michigan's schedule, which is a little easier this year. So I just don't buy in. I'm sick of the UFC. And I saw that Michigan's ranked like 21 or something like that.
No, 16th. They're the next
16th.
They're the first 2 non-SEC teams are Ohio State and Michigan. Like, they're very tough schedules, but I understand why people get mad at it.
The SEC's overrated. It's overrated.
I don't even know if it is, though, at this point, Gabe, because a lot of people don't think it's as good as.
No, but I hate to say that. I hate to agree with Feinbaum.
Overrated.
I hate to agree with Feinbaum because I never do. But I saw him today say that, it's not like the SEC's bad, right? They're just not the best now, and they can't handle it. They're not bad, Kevin. You know what I mean? Me personally, I think the SEC's better in basketball. Like, they're deeper in basketball, right? I mean, and they've always been this way, Kevin. Like, the SEC and their dominance. Who was dominant? Alabama was dominant with
Nick.
Nick Saban. It wasn't like you had a run of different teams that were dominant. I mean, LSU's so dominant, they lost to USC at the game I was at, right, in Vegas. Oh, and they were so dominant, they lost to Florida State. They lost 2 years in a row to Florida State. So, yeah, there's usually one sort of powerhouse in the SEC. The Florida Gators were good for years. Now they're 6-16.
See, this is where I think the difference is, though, right now, right? And this is my, and I'm a man without an island, right? Notre Dame's independent. The Big Ten right now, their best teams on a year-to-year basis are better than the SEC's. But the SEC are fighting for college football playoff spots because they do have a bunch of teams knocking on the door. Since we've expanded, the Big Ten doesn't have teams knocking on the door. They have teams that are in easily, and that's it.
They do their little, we want to play 9 games against each other when everyone else does. But they have 4 cupcake games. Right?
I understand that, but
how many cupcake games does Michigan have? 1.
Football teams.
1.
No, but you have Purdue then. Purdue is barely a power school.
That's been Vanderbilt for the last 100 years. So what, Vanderbilt got good for 1 year?
Vanderbilt got a Heisman Trophy. Yeah, but that's what happened, Gabe. I'm just saying it is what happened. Like,
yeah, and Purdue has Drew Brees. Who's better, Drew Brees or Diego?
I mean, NFL career? I mean, did Drew Brees end up getting get Heisman votes? Probably not, quite honestly. I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Drew never got to dance in a nightclub like Diego did that night and give Indiana the finger.
Drew also didn't get cut.
He's only going to the Hall of Fame.
He's only going to the Hall of Fame. Practice. Whatever happened to Diego Pavia in Baltimore. I'm still trying to get that story.
He didn't get picked up anywhere either, unless I missed it, right?
No, I think we're all waiting for that CFL debut, which is funny because I know.
No, and I'm insulted by that because I'm like, no.
Is that every CFL fan will bet against him when he shows up?
Oh, yeah.
Time to prove a point.
It's one of those I get angry, Kevin. Off to the CFL for him. What, like, we're for your reject losers? Like, no.
But Gabe, he was a Heisman. He was right in the mix for the high.
Good, you know
what's
him.
Funny, though?
Good for him.
You'd love Haynes King. You'd love Haynes King in the CFL.
Solid quarterback.
I'd be looking to sell Louis Varland at this point just because his success has been great, but I'm also worried about how many more opportunities he's going to have given the dynamic of where the Blue Jays sit in the standings. You know, we've heard some rumors that they may be wanting to trade Jeff Hoffman, and it could open up a lot of opportunities for Louis Varland, but there's also nothing pushing the Blue Jays to continuously have out a great player when they're fighting for nothing when it's all said and done.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
You know, the dark days are ahead for the Warriors. And when Curry and Kerr and Draymond all leave, what are we going to be looking at that franchise that has been a mainstay of the NBA, you know, the face of the NBA and NBA playoffs for so long? Where are they going to be? So I see no issue with them bringing Draymond back. Why not? You have one last go at things with the trio that they still have there. But I see this as a very long season.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Philly had issues elsewhere last year that were on full display in the playoff game against the Niners. They couldn't move the ball all game, and then they got in a 2-minute hurry-up drill, and they walked right down the field. Guys, Tom Brady would do Eagle games. Every single week he'd go, gosh, if they do some hurry-up. And then immediately they'd do some hurry-up, 2-minute warning, and they'd look like a completely different football team.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, guys, live on SportsGrid. It feels like now or never a little bit here in terms of getting to Dylan Cease. He gave up a leadoff double last inning, shut down the next three guys. He's given up a single and then a steal. So you've got the same opportunity here to put a little pressure on this guy and get me a couple of runs in this game. I know, Gabe, you did get a goal in that NYCFC match. What's the story there?
NYCFC up 1-0 on TFC right now in New York. 31st minute of the MLS match. We gave you guys NYCFC to start the show. I see somebody in our chat, English Labs, asking about the USA-Cuba match tonight. So we got USA and Cuba, 10 o'clock Eastern time, and we just got another touchdown in the CFL game. They went for it on third down. Touchdown, Red Blacks. The points just keep coming. 14-9, extra point pending, 14:48 left in the second quarter. But, yeah, we got the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship going on, guys. So, last night we bet on we played a bunch of the games. Tonight, USA are playing, but they're big favorites, man. They're minus 900 against Cuba. The draw is plus 900. Cuba pays plus 1,200 in regulation. Over-under is 2.5. Minus 275 to the over. I'll say USA 3-0.
That's what I was going to say. Right. Like, I assume Cuba are not expected to score in that game. Right?
No, exactly. But it's kind of weird, right? It's weird, Kevin. You got a favorite of minus 900, but the total is 2.5. Figure out the total to be 4.5 or something like that. Like, they'll score a bunch. I'll tell you what, too. Looking at the exact score prices so you can sort of get a feel of what the book thinks. 0-0 is 20-1. That's not happening. So USA to win 1-0 is plus 900. USA to win 2-0 is plus 600. USA to win 3-0 is plus 500. USA to win 4-0 is plus 600. USA to win 5-0 is plus 900. So you can read between the lines here, guys. The book is thinking 3 or 4-0. It's not a bad bet, Kevin. You put two little bets in, 1 3-0, 1 4-0, 500, 600, one of them hits.
You're not getting a 3.5 for what the total is?
I could
as an
with
option?
I could with the alt line. No, they don't have alternative lines for this.
Because if over 2.5 is minus 275, you would think a 3.5, Gabe, would be maybe minus 140 in terms of an under. Like, if we're basically saying one team has no chance to score, which is what the books are saying, right?
Yeah, but they don't have the alt line stuff. And wow, the same game parlay, they're not even the options are limited. Same game parlay, double chance, total goals, corners. All right, so USA total goals here. The USA and no. They make you do the exact one. They're scaring you off of it. They're not going to let you build a parlay on this. Maybe you can.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look and see if what I can do here. I don't even know if I have it for this. That's the thing. I'm not sure I have it.
CONCACAF Under-20 Championship. That's what it's listed under.
I don't think I even have it. Let me see what I can do. I'm going to have to search. I'll go over here. Let me do it on my phone.
Let me see if FanDuel has it. They claim to be a real sports book. They should have this.
The other night, they didn't have the MLS All-Star game, I'm pretty sure, which was a little bizarre.
It's just a bad look when you know what I mean? You got Mexican League action up on your book, but you don't have...
No, I don't have it. I don't have the under-20s.
You don't have USA playing. Like, they should have the international stuff as well. And FanDuel has a lot of soccer up here. Like, they are a good soccer book. They do have a lot of options, but no, I don't see it either.
Yeah.
All leagues. No. Come on, you have to be taking bets on this.
I got to tell you, too, I am getting a little frustrated here with this Reds-Pirates game. Like, I just, You spot Skeens a lead like that, and you can't even lead the first inning. Like, the more I look at it, it's starting to anger me a little bit more.
Yeah, baseball has angered me as a whole so far this evening as well.
Yeah.
3-2 Baltimore. They're losing 3-2. I'm on Baltimore here. The Rays, what? The Rays were down 4-0.
They got
They
one
put
back.
a run on the board. Yeah, 4-1.
It's all home runs, though, Gabe. You know?
Spent 5 home runs in this game, huh?
Like,
or
that's
is it the
no
White
real
Sox
way to
all
live.
4? Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe the Rays. It's not like it's impossible to come back from 3, but not looking good. The Cardinals are on the board, 1-0 over the Blue Jays right now.
Oh, did they score?
And
yeah, Jordan
the
Walker
Cardinals
broke
have
that
scored,
open.
and the Marlins have broken the game open. Marlins now up 3-0 on the Mets.
There we go.
Streaky
That's
team, the
strong.
Marlins. Huh? They'll win a bunch of games, lose a bunch of games. Now they're on a
Yeah.
little bit of a streak again. They're on a 3-game win streak.
You think the Mets ship Lindor out of town?
I
Shake
don't
the
think
snow
they
globe
will.
a little bit?
I don't think they will.
That seems like a mistake. That seems like a big mistake. It doesn't seem, I don't know,
Braves
I
up.
mean,
Braves up
Online
2-1 on the
reports
Nats,
are-
just for the record.
online report, I know this won't surprise Gabe one bit. Lindor and Soto not best buddies? Like, if that's the case, what are you keeping Lindor around for? He's 32. He's
Soto's not best buddies with anybody. He lives in his own world. And, you're not going to trade people because whatever. Like, Soto does his thing. He puts up numbers, and he goes home.
My point is that, I guess my point is, Gabe, if Soto and Lindor did get along, I'd be more inclined to say, hey, listen, these guys are going to play together for another half decade. Like, at one point, they're going to have to move on. Anyway, so why not move on now? You're a 47-win baseball team. The Mets have been awful all year long. And it's just sometimes what bothers me. Like, I don't mean to be ridiculous, but when I hear the Rockies aren't trading Hunter Goodman, who are the Colorado Rockies to not be trading somebody? What are we talking about here? The Colorado Rockies don't have untouchables. Not on their major league roster. They just don't.
Not every prospect you're going to get back is going to be good. So you don't want to trade just for the sake
most of them are not good. Most of them are not good. All prospects are pretty bad. But
I'm not of the
they all love
belief.
Prospects.
I'm not of the belief. I don't like this new sports world that everybody, if you're not winning, blow it up every year, right? I mean, if a team, listen, some teams don't have a plan and they live year by year and they're just useless organizations anyways. But if you have a plan, sometimes it's a bad year, right? It's like, all right, things don't work out this year, but it doesn't mean we want to trade everybody, right? You want to get rid of the sort of the dead weight and the bad contracts and stuff. But I don't believe in we're not going to win the championship this year, so let's blow it up and trade everybody and start all over again.
I think, are we closer to a break? I'm trying to remember here.
And Colorado, they don't care about winning, Kevin. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, it's not like the owners thinking, oh, I really want to win a championship. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Gets 32,000 fans a game as it is, making money.
We'll update the live board in a minute.
I'd be looking to sell Louis Varland at this point just because his success has been great, but I'm also worried about how many more opportunities he's going to have given the dynamic of where the Blue Jays sit in the standings. You know, we've heard some rumors that they may be wanting to trade Jeff Hoffman, and it could open up a lot of opportunities for Louis Varland, but there's also nothing pushing the Blue Jays to continuously have out a great player when they're fighting for nothing when it's all said and done.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
You know, the dark days are ahead for the Warriors. And when Curry and Kerr and Draymond all leave, what are we going to be looking at that franchise that has been a mainstay of the NBA, you know, the face of the NBA and NBA playoffs for so long? Where are they going to be? So I see no issue with them bringing Draymond back. Why not? You have one last go at things with the trio that they still have there. I see this as a very long season.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Philly had issues elsewhere last year that were on full display in the playoff game against the Niners. They couldn't move the ball all game, and then they got in a 2-minute hurry-up drill, and they walked right down the field. Guys, Tom Brady would do Eagle games every single week. He'd go, gosh, if they do something. What's happening here on In Game Live, man? The Do It All show on a Friday night. It's Kevin Walsh. It's Gabriel Morency. Oh, me. Oh, my.
Another touchdown
Marlins,
during a commercial break.
4-0.
No,
Phil Potter, what?
No. Speaker again.
Who's this guy? Who's this Cole Speaker?
They got a bunch of dudes, man, and it's frustrating. And if I'm Phil Pot, I'm getting a little angry now. It's been a couple of weeks. It's like, all right, it's cool. Everyone's getting a touchdown. Where's my touchdown? You know what I mean? It was my birthday last week. You didn't give me a touchdown. It's got 90 yards, but they don't throw it to him. Oh, he's up to 101 now. Yeah. They don't throw it to him. Like, every time they get to the end zone, they don't throw it to him. I'm looking at the overhead here. So, look, he dropped back, and he sort of dropped into in a little mini slant. He was open, but Davis Alexander, wanted to throw it deep at the back of the end zone.
You know, it's funny.
Davis likes making the harder throw sometimes. Like, he's like, yeah, he's open. But get this, Kevin, you should see the replay. Like I said, they're on the 10-yard line. Philpott sort of runs a little slant at the 5 and cuts in. Alexander throws the football. Philpott turns around with his arms in the air like a touchdown when the ball is in the air. It was a touchdown.
This team's got
like
swag.
Montreal no, they really do. Like, they anger people like Montreal. Like, they're very, very arrogant. Like, do
you think they're the best team in the league?
Yes. Yeah,
okay,
but
cool.
You know, they lost in the championship game last year because their quarterback got hurt. Right, so, like I said, Davis Alexander, he's 18-2 as a starter in this league. He lost the championship game, but he was playing on one leg, and he lost one game this year where they blew a lead. So they got to prove it. They got to finish it off. But, yeah, I do think they're the best team.
All right, so quick update here. I'd love to get involved with this baseball board, Gabe. I'd love to.
Well, I think we need more WNBA and CFL in our life.
You know what? It's a good point. Halftime of Washington, Dallas. 38,
hey, the Mystics are up a 3 spot. All right.
I think you know what's funny? I think we both feel fine with where we are, right? Close game.
I'm a little worried, to be honest. I'm worried Dallas is going to go a little run. And Seattle down 13, and I don't mind splitting, but I got the over as well, and the total's 171.5 there only right now.
I was going to ask, what do you think of the live total in Dallas, Washington?
Feels
that's
light,
a low-scoring
doesn't it?
half. We're at 73. That's a really low-scoring half. So
it's 159.5 right now.
So we're at
73. Yeah, so it means the team low 80s type thing.
87 to get there. That's not too bad. 87 to get there is not too bad. The two teams, Gabe,
I've seen the Mystics, though, play some lower scoring games.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
That's the thing. Yeah. Like the tempo are normally high scoring. The Mystics played them, Kevin. It was literally, remember I talked, it was that one that got to 141 only or whatever.
Yep.
Like the Mystics play defense.
And by the way, just for like the record, I'm not doing this to like bother Gabe but I can get WNBA live player props. Like, you would love this.
It's probably better I don't have them in my life. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's why I don't play horse racing. There's too many races during the day. I don't need like an extra vice. Video pokers or online poker's another one. Stuff like that. I'm like, nah.
I know who does the horse racing. Good old Cam Stewart, the best.
Yeah. Cam gets caught up in the overnight betting like Australian horse racing and Japanese horse racing, and
I'll tell you, that is the one. I don't know if it's the one thing I don't understand slightly. Like, I went for a buddy's bachelor party to the track. You know, you get the book. I don't know what I was looking at. It was
racing form, yeah.
Not a clue.
No,
I mean, listen, whatever. We had fun with it. We had fun with it. I wasn't like, again, it was a fun thing. So I wasn't like
you see,
trying
like,
to be overly sharp. But it was
current form, last 5 races, and they're wearing blinkers or not. Like, there's a lot of little symmetry to it. Horse racing's like anything else. You can make money on it, but not if you're not going to make money if you're like one of those old dudes that sits at the track and bets every race every day. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you come in with, I'm going to hit this and get out. Like, it's like being in a casino. You're not going to win if you sit there.
Philly had issues elsewhere last year that were on full display in the playoff game against the Niners. They couldn't move the ball all game, and then they got in a 2-minute hurry-up drill, and they walked right down the field. Guys, Tom Brady would do Eagle games. Every single week he'd go, gosh, if they do some hurry-up. And then immediately they'd do some hurry-up, 2-minute warning, and they'd look like a completely different football team.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
The dark days are ahead for the Warriors. And when Curry and Kerr and Draymond all leave, what are we going to be looking at that franchise that has been a mainstay of the NBA, the face of the NBA and NBA playoffs for so long? Where are they going to be? So I see no issue with them bringing Draymond back. Why not? You have one last go at things with the trio that they still have there. But I see this as a very long season.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Just can't win the big game. He can't get us in the big game. Well, we got to let him go now because we're tired. We'll keep the quarterback. So, you know what I've been saying? Okay, you kept the quarterback. Guess what? Mr. Lamar Jackson, it's on you now.
Hey,
It's on you.
Absolutely.
Right? It's on Lamar.
It is totally on him now with the new coaching staff there.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
I'd be looking to sell Louis Varland at this point just because his success has been great, but I'm also worried about how many more opportunities he's going to have given the dynamic of where the Blue Jays sit in the standings. We've heard some rumors that they may be wanting to trade Jeff Hoffman, and it could open up a lot of opportunities for Louis Varland, but there's also nothing pushing the Blue Jays to continuously have out a great player when they're fighting for nothing when it's all said and done.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Okay, guys, back on SportsGrid. I'm tempted to jump in on a Paige Becker's rebound assist prop. She's got 3 rebounds, no assists. If points are going to pick up, you got to think some of her teammates start to hit threes. So I don't think I'm just kind of like, oh, should I bring the rebounds with it? I think that might be a nice way to live here if you can get access. The thing is, the only book that has numbers like that is DK for me. Most books will do points or maybe even threes, but they're not doing like rebound assists. They don't really do the combo props live like that for the W, but 38-35 low scoring. Gabe's, kind of mentioned it with Atlanta. The offense for Seattle just does not have a good rhythm right now. Like outside of Malanga, there's nothing consistent, but Dominique's not getting the ball consistently. Because Angel's been putting her in foul trouble. Angel Reese, Gabe, has 8 free throws in this game already.
Starting to get away from them right now, 47-33. And it's fading away from me, too. The total, 169.5 right now. 10 points off the pace. It closed to 179.5 in this game. Alouettes are moving the ball again right now, guys. And this really is one of the most impressive halves of football from a quarterback in any league. Really impressive. Davis Alexander now, Kevin and everybody. 13 of 15, 253 yards and 2 touchdowns. Except to 253 yards, guys. We're still in the first half.
Yeah. It's impressive.
I want to win the over 328 in the first half just for the fun of it.
Just to say.
Yeah, I just want to say, I bet over 3. And he did it in the first half. Like, he's close right now, too. There's still like 6 minutes left. They're on the 44-yard line. They pretty much throw every down. So he could get to 300 here, like, on this drive, which would be pretty incredible in the first half. But I told you guys for the game, this is Ottawa's problem. There's another completion. There's Philpott again.
He's up to like 125. I think I'm on the 128, it says now, Gabe.
Yeah, 128. Wow. In the first half.
Yeah, you would think the CFL is my sport with that pick. Listen, again,
97 and a half.
Sometimes a star just comes in. You know, it's funny, though, because we're all a little greedy when it comes to betting, right? We have to be. Saying like last night with Oliveira. Like, was I happy at 1? Yes. But was it part of like, why didn't I have 90? Like, what was I? Well, you know what I mean? Like,
let's get the Philpott touchdown here. Give him the touchdown. Come on, he's done it all. Give him the rock in the end zone. All right. Oh, boom!
When it's that easy, yeah.
Touchdown, Philpott. Touchdown, Philpott.
With the
cash it.
CFL.
Oh
fantasy.
No, there's a
Who's
flag.
Oh no.
It's coming back.
No,
Dude,
come on.
This guy's just can't get a touchdown. They finally get him a touchdown. Back of the end zone is wide open. Boom, touchdown.
That was the old Julio Jones, wasn't it? Julio Jones had 1,500 yards and like 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns, exactly. Like, he just couldn't. And they were terrible in the red zone, Atlanta, over the years, always. Even with Tony Gonzalez in the old days, like, they were always just bad in the red zone. That was frustrating. I celebrate the touchdown. I don't get it. Come on, man. I hate that. I hate I hate that. Like, you think you scored a touchdown prop bet and it's overturned?
Yeah.
All right. They're literally trying to do the same play again here.
This is a little nuts. I like that they're just running the same play. Like, not very respectful of their opponent. You know?
No. They're like, you know what? All right, you got us on that last one, a penalty. We're going to do it again, and we're going to score this time.
Yeah.
This time, Ottawa blew it up. They got the pass rush on him. He had to throw it away.
Man, that is incredible. So what is that, Gabe? 270, 280?
280 right now.
Goodness.
And for the record, Jake Mayer is at 99. See, that's the difference with Jake Mayer. He's got, so he's 9 of 11, which is impressive, but it's only 99 yards. Right? It's actually 9 yards a clip, which is pretty good, but it's not keeping up. Like, Ottawa do a lot of sort of dink and dunk type stuff. You got to attack in this league. Otherwise, you're going to end up being down. They did just get the stop, so it looks like it's going to be a field goal attempt coming up. 21-10. Field goal attempt pending in the CFL game. I like the CFL game tomorrow, guys, to go over. I do think it's going to be a track meet with Calgary and Hamilton. I just want to see what both teams to score 20 is, because both teams will score 20 tomorrow. Both teams
Closer
to score.
Line.
It's minus 340. Man, we were cashing this bet like at minus 140, minus 160. It got up to like minus 170 in these games, but the book have caught on to it. So now it's both teams to score 25 or more, plus 115, which I think they will. Calgary have scored 30 or more in every one of their games this year, and they don't stop anybody. Hamilton will score on them. They're both going to score 25 or more tomorrow, plus 115.
But it does show just how much things have moved in that league over time, and again, obviously the overs. Baseball update: Pittsburgh actually just had a big top of the 8th. They just took the game back, 6-5 now. They lead here with a couple of 2-out hits. Pirates. How about that? That is
Phillies up 4-2 though now on Baltimore.
Whoa,
that's bad news for me. Whoa. Took Baltimore. I don't bet on Baltimore a lot. I do tonight, and I'm going to pay the price.
Yeah, I guess the Phillies did need to snap out of it. As much as I understand what you were saying with Baltimore, right? But
Brandon Young had been great for them. But it's almost, I think, it's a mistake. You see that in fantasy football often, or DFS, etc. Oh, last week or last 2 weeks, he's had 4 touchdowns and 14 catches. It's like, yeah, well, you don't think the other team's going to adjust to that, like moving forward now? Right? Yeah. People are always sort of a day late and a dollar short, or, late for the wedding and early for the funeral. And sort of like a handicapper, right? You know, if you're betting and you're like on a 7-1 run, what are the chances that you win your next bet? Probably higher that you lose your next bet. Like at some point, reality kicks in. So Young had been really good for 3 straight starts. And I'm not saying he was terrible tonight. Baltimore's offense only giving him 2 runs, and the game's not over yet, but they are down 4-2. I'm not feeling good about it.
Yeah, 6-1 Chicago. Brutal. Another home run. 2-run shot.
Wow.
2-run shot. That's bad. That's really bad. And that's all Nick Martinez. 5. What is he giving up? 4 home runs in this game? That's tough. That's tough.
They never
nice
lose when he
opportunity
pitches.
For the Yankees.
That's the thing with baseball. Like, the numbers stand until they don't. Like, there are no real dominant number in baseball. I mean, it sounds cliche, and everyone's heard it, but the best team loses, only wins 100 times and loses 62 times.
Yeah.
The best hitters in baseball fail 7 out of 10 times.
Right.
But it's a sport built off of failure. And in modern era, I mean, hell, Cal Raleigh fails 9.5 times out of 10 times.
That's all Cal Raleigh knows. God,
like I saw Kevin the other day. Like there's only four hitters in Major League Baseball hitting above 301.
Yeah, so that doesn't bother me as much as, and I understand why it bothers you. Shout out Louis Arise, who just wakes up and hits 320 in his sleep. But it is and I shouldn't care. I should be bigger than it. But Cal Raleigh having the season that he had, when I had to listen to Red Sox fans try and explain to me why Cal Raleigh deserved league MVP over Aaron Judge, I'm still angry about it. And I know this season has nothing to do with last season, but I'm still annoyed about it. I almost wish he kept it going. But now it just feels even more ridiculous in hindsight. Thank goodness they didn't mess that up, the voters. That would have looked real ugly in the American League MVP history game. You imagine that? Ohtani, Judge, Ohtani, Cal Raleigh. Ooh.
It's a case in point, though, isn't it, of how baseball can humble you from one year to the next.
Yeah.
It really can. You know what I mean? You could be, look, Alek Manoah was a big hot thing, a couple of years ago. Just got released by the Angels yesterday.
There's a difference between a great season and a certified superstar.
Yeah.
There's a big, big difference. Philly had issues elsewhere last year that were on full display in the playoff game against the Niners. They couldn't move the ball all game, and then they got in a 2-minute hurry-up drill, and they walked right down the field. Guys, Tom Brady would do Eagle games. Every single week he'd go, gosh, if they do some hurry-up. And then immediately they'd do some hurry-up, 2-minute warning, and they'd look like a completely different football team.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
The dark days are ahead for the Warriors. And when Curry and Kerr and Draymond all leave, what are we going to be looking at that franchise that has been a mainstay of the NBA, the face of the NBA and NBA playoffs for so long? Where are they going to be? So I see no issue with them bringing Draymond back. Why not? You have one last go at things with the trio that they still have there. But I see this as a very long season.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Just can't win the big game. He can't get us in the big game. Well, we got to let him go now because we're tired. We'll keep the quarterback. So, you know what I've been saying? Okay, you kept the quarterback. Guess what? Mr. Lamar Jackson, it's on you now.
Hey,
It's on you.
Absolutely.
Right? It's on Lamar.
It is totally on him now and the new coaching staff there.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
I'd be looking to sell Louis Varland at this point just because his success has been great, but I'm also worried about how many more opportunities he's going to have given the dynamic of where the Blue Jays sit in the standings. We've heard some rumors that they may be wanting to trade Jeff Hoffman, and it could open up a lot of opportunities for Louis Varland, but there's also nothing pushing the Blue Jays to continuously have out a great player when they're fighting for nothing when it's all said and done.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
No time like the present. I was going to do this in the last segment, but I'm almost nervous I'll forget. A very happy birthday this weekend to my wife. Best thing that ever happened to me. So just wanted to make sure I put that on the board. Some are saying the second best thing to happen to me are the Pirates taking this lead over the Cincinnati Reds. I'll listen to
even better than the Eagles winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Hey,
There's no.
I like what Coach Terry Bowden told me once. I asked him. I said, "Hey, Coach, do you watch? You ever watch the CFL at all? Keep up with some of your former players?" He goes, "It's funny you ask, Gabe." He goes, "I speak with some of them once in a while." He goes, "But I don't really watch this. I don't even watch the NFL." I said, "No, why you don't like the NFL?" He goes, "No, I've been married 3 times." and then it was funny the way he said it, right? Just the cool, like sort of old school humor. He goes, "No, Gabe, I've been married 3 times," and he said, he goes, "My wife asked me the other day. She goes, honey, I think you love college football more than you love me." And he goes, "Yeah, but I love you more than I love hockey and baseball." It's a great line.
Good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
And I actually, you'll like this line. And happy birthday to Mrs. Walsh. But I got a line once without, because I once upset someone over a family outing over a Buffalo Bill game. And I got that line about, "You love the Buffalo Bills more than you love me." And I said, "I've been a fan longer than I've known you." I was like, and I didn't even. I was like, "Well," I said, "it kind of been in my life longer." Well, listen, I was non-negotiable on this.
I'll give you a good one, Gabe. So usually week 1, some people come to the house. One of my good buddies said, "Listen, man, I hate to tell you, but my sister, the kid's baptism is week 1, Sunday, 1:30 p.m.
Oh, that can't be. That's the worst possible time of all time.
I'm like, listen, I think your sister's going to have to understand.
Unless it's a funeral, I mean, that's not working. Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, I'm
week 1,
I don't really
too,
understand. Yeah. What's that? I mean, they must have got a discount on the church. Like, I'm not really understanding that at all. Like, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. That's going to be a small get-together. You can do it at the house.
Like I can understand, like, how you can live with it. It's like one of those, it's week 12 and whatever. It's a crappy Carter. I can go out for an hour. Like, you know,
November.
It's like, you don't like it. You got your phone in your hand. You're like, all right. You sort of mutter to yourself. Week 1's different. Might as well be the Super Bowl, Kevin, right? Week 1, 1:30.
That's what I'm saying. 1:30 too, by the way, right?
Might as well have been the Super Bowl.
Yeah. A little late.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not,
it's a 7. Yeah, after
Yeah.
Even that would bother me. It'd be like, the late game starts, but all right, okay, squeeze this in.
like 3 o'clock would be tough. Like 1:30 feels intentional, doesn't it? It feels like
1:30 first weekend of the NFL.
It's a tough blow.
Yeah, like that's
it's a tough blow. He basically said,
can't think of anybody close enough in my family that I would do that for. I'm being honest, but maybe that's why I'm not close to a lot of people in my family.
I think
I would laugh. I'd be like, I'm not doing that. But the best thing is, though, as a sports show host, the best is, and I'm sure it's been the benefit many times. Sorry, got to work, got to do the show. Like,
you know what? I
feel like I'm sorry, I'm on that day. I'm on that day.
No,
you just say I'm on that day. I can't.
I got invited to a barbecue not too long ago. And I looked at the schedule. I went, "Yep, can't make that." Big old smile. Big old smile. Sorry. Hours are a little different over this way.
If you're a real jerk, you sort of play it up. I'd love to go, but I really can't.
Are you sure that's what it is? That's a shame.
No, but Sunday, Sunday week 1, that's just like, that's not good. Although, listen, at least in the modern era with these games on the phones and all that type of stuff, it is. But week 1, that's the deal.
He might be the Godfather. Like, he might be sitting front row at this thing with a phone in his hand. Like, that's tough. That's a tough
how long will it be? That's another one where it's sort of like, wow, you're going to get this thing going.
You start Googling how long is a baptism. You know what I mean? Like, you start, like.
What's the acceptable time to stay for a baptism? That's what you need to look up.
I can't. I'm not trying to be rude. I really like the family, but the turnout's going to be abysmal. I'm sorry. You're not getting the same turnout that
Fortunately,
that was on a
this
Saturday.
off the top of my head. What, the Eagles play the Cowboys?
Commanders.
Commanders is a 4 o'clock game or is it a 1 o'clock game?
Yeah, I think it's a 4. I think
That's
it's
what
a
I was
4.
thinking. If the Eagles are at 4:25,
The
or something.
Giants are Sunday night. Like, I don't know if that's the justification for it. I think they are like Giant fans, but I really don't care.
That makes it even worse then. Like, then it's just, now you're just pissing me off. So you want me to miss all the games so you can watch your crap-ass New York Giants play? No. I'm sending a gift. I'm sending a card and a gift, and that's that. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Like I said, I operate differently with this stuff. I'm like, no, like, that's why I'm glad that Canadian Thanksgiving is in October. Like November and Christmas, like I'd tell family, like, I'm doing one. You don't get both. Like, I'm not like going around everywhere and coming, like, you know what I mean?
You got to drive.
Did Ottawa just go for it and get stopped and lose yards?
Oh, no.
From the goal line. They literally had it on the goal line. This is why they're 0-6. Yeah, but I wanted the point. It would have made it 24-17. They have points. What did they just do?
It keeps everything pushing in that direction. I would root for the points as well with the way
They
Montreal
tried to run the ball on 2nd and 1 from the goal line. This is why they don't give it to running backs. They run the QB sneak. The running back fumbled. The Alouettes stripped it.
Wow.
The Alouettes literally just, like, great
Brutal.
defensive play. Like, Buddy, like, literally took the ball away from him.
Brutal.
24-10. Yeah, you know, I wanted more points. I got the overs here, you know?
Yeah. We're going to get the opportunity because we're coming up against the break. It'll be our last segment of the night, last segment of the week. We'll run through. We'll mention anything you need to keep your eye on this
Some late
weekend.
picks.
Yeah, we got it all.
UFC tomorrow.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
You know, the dark days are ahead for the Warriors. And when Curry and Kerr and Draymond all leave, what are we going to be looking at that franchise that has been a mainstay of the NBA, you know, the face of the NBA and NBA playoffs for so long? Where are they going to be? So I see no issue with them bringing Draymond back. Why not? You have one last go at things with the trio that they still have there. But I see this as a very long season.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Philly had issues elsewhere last year that were on full display in the playoff game against the Niners. They couldn't move the ball all game, and then they got in a 2-minute hurry-up drill, and they walked right down the field. Guys, Tom Brady would do Eagle games. Every single week he'd go, gosh, if they do some hurry-up. And then immediately they'd do some hurry-up, 2-minute warning, and they'd look like a completely different football team.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
They come in a lot more better prepared to play than, say, we did, having to learn some of the things that we learned coming into the NFL that we weren't learning in college. A lot of these kids are getting quarterback coaches, you know, as far back as junior high school and all the way through high school into college. So I think the position is a lot more stronger than it's ever been.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Sometimes this show ends at the perfect time because we're like one more segment and both Gabe and I are going to start to get real angry. I feel like we just had like a crazy CFL play. The Pirates couldn't even take the 7-5 lead into the top of the ninth. Like it's been embarrassing.
They gave it right back.
Right
7-7.
Yeah. 14 runs. You're getting to at least 15 in a matchup between Skeens and Hunter Green. Like, is that not something? Man, that is annoying. But look, it is what it is here. I'll go quick, guys, because really what I have for you is a pick that actually technically should have already started, which is the Rockies and the Royals over the 11. I don't mind. I don't know how Kansas City, who are considering trading Michael Wacha, think it's a smart idea to throw him at Coors, and I think they're going to pay the price. And Sagano's a little due to get beat up. I'll play the 11. I'll play it towards the over. We've got some W picks kind of out and running right now. May get involved later with that Fever Portland game. I was going to play Carla Late's assist, but it kind of got hit throughout the day. Like the 5.5 was fine, and now it's really 6.5, and I don't want to get burned here, but I'm really focused on that Rockies game a little bit later, Gabe. I know you got a lot more than I do.
I'll start off with the WNBA. We have the Fever and the Portland Fire tonight. We talked about Kelsey Mitchell. Everyone talks about Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever and Cunningham and the Fever all the time, but Kelsey Mitchell's a badass, and Kelsey Mitchell has gone over 2.5 three-point shots made in 12 consecutive games and 14 of their last 15 games. And, you know, it's minus 155, so it's reasonable, a reasonable juice to lay for a bet that has won as much as it has. So we're going to bet over 2.5 made threes for Kelsey Mitchell. Hard not to bet the over these Fever games right now. And for the most part, the WNBA, it's a little bit choppier tonight. But the Fever and the Fire, I do expect to be a track meet tonight. So Kelsey Mitchell over 2.5 threes, over 187.5. And as far as Major League Baseball is concerned, Shohei Ohtani back in the lineup this evening for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Always energy and fun series when the Red Sox and Dodgers get together. Rodriguez goes for the Dodgers. Basically a bullpen game for the Dodgers tonight. Suarez is going for the Red Sox, but I'll take the Dodgers minus 129 nevertheless.
You know, it's funny. I actually forgot. I did play the Mariners with Bryce Miller. It was minus 160, but I think that's fine. I think it's a totally fine price. The Dodgers Red Sox series is really interesting, but if you want to get cute, because Boston haven't lost back-to-back games in a while, basically the biggest number the Dodgers will lay is the next game. There's a part of me, though, that just wants to play Dodgers tonight, roll over Red Sox Saturday, roll over Dodgers Sunday. And, like, because Sheehan's going Sunday. Like, it'll be a short number. It's, like, I'm like
Yamamoto tomorrow.
That's the point. Like, and they're going to be big favorites, and they should be big favorites, right? But Boston are capable of kind of hitting anybody around there. It's getting cute, but, look, it's basically a series exact score, right? Like, we play them in the NBA. I also wouldn't hate if, like, sometimes they post these, Gabe, like the series props. What are the Dodgers to win this series? Minus 185. I thought it'd be a little bit lighter than that.
Because
at that point, you might as well just bet them tonight. Then never mind. It's not worth it.
That's amazing.
At that point, you just bet them tonight.
It's crazy that it's that price. Exactly. That's sort of my approach. I'm betting the number. But it's amazing that if they're minus 185 against a team as hot as Boston has been, and Yamamoto is the only named pitcher. I mean, you got Sheehan and basically a bullpen game, and they're still minus 185 favorites.
Yeah.
It's not like they're rolling out their top aces or anything like that, right?
No, not at all.
For the record, Blake Snell looked good, and he looks so good that I think his next start will be with the Dodgers next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't know, like, he might have done one more type of rehab start, but word is no. So Snell's coming back, guys. Snell's going to be back like next week type thing, real soon.
When we are on Monday, I think the trade deadline will be closed. So the next time we talk
So we'll get
here
some
on the show
updated
with
World
all
Series
of you,
odds and all that playoffs. And...
Scooble might be a Dodger. You want to make a final prediction? I say Brewers. You think he's a Dodger?
I'm going to say the Dodgers do it, actually.
All right, there we go. We'll see you all on Monday. Enjoy the weekend.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
You know, the dark days are ahead for the Warriors. And when Curry and Kerr and Draymond all leave, what are we going to be looking at that franchise that has been a mainstay of the NBA, you know, the face of the NBA and NBA playoffs for so long? Where are they going to be? So I see no issue with them bringing Draymond back. Why not? You have one last go at things with the trio that they still have there. But I see this as a very long season.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Philly had issues elsewhere last year that were on full display in the playoff game against the Niners. They couldn't move the ball all game, and then they got in a 2-minute hurry-up drill, and they walked right down the field. Guys, Tom Brady would do Eagle games. Every single week he'd go, gosh, if they do some hurry-up. And then immediately they'd do some hurry-up, 2-minute warning, and they'd look like a completely different football team.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
They come in a lot more better prepared to play than, say, we did, having to learn some of the things that we learned coming into the NFL that we weren't learning in college. A lot of these kids are getting quarterback coaches, you know, as far back as junior high school and all the way through high school into college. So I think the position is a lot more stronger than it's ever been.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. The Combat Sports Report has begun. I am Gabriel Morency on the SportsGrid Television Network, Roku, and more. Let's do this thing. We got a lot of stuff to unpack as the BKFC Summer of Violence Tour continues. And they're in England this week, Uruguay last week, Italy 2 weeks ago. And we've got a bunch of clips from the Fenway Park press conference as BKFC is going to Fenway Park in late August, and the press conference went the way that you kind of thought that a BKFC